Okay, so stolen prestige is when a unit steals the terminology, the branding, and the imagery, from a higher tier institute, right? So they try to imply equivalence to that unit without actually having the equivalent role, mandate, or risk profile as that higher tier institute, right? So this is what happens when police, public order units, and public security units, call themselves special operations, right? They actually try to imply equivalence to military special operations units, taking their branding, their terminology, and their imagery without actually sharing, an equivalent mandate, role, or risk profile as this military special operations unit, right? So this is actually stolen prestige at the institutional level, right? So what is happening is that police leaders are actually making a classification error, right? Calling their own police units, special operations, trying to claim equivalence to military special operations unit, right? So this is really a classification error, right? So this is dangerous because in the long term, it actually negatively affects public perception and policymakers' perception of these police units, right? It gives them a misguided and a wrong perception of them, right? So this must be changed in a way that police units actually accurately name themselves in equivalence with what their actual duties are, right? Take for example, if police public order units do public order duties like riot police, they should just be named police public order units, right? Or simply called riot police, right? If police public security units, are doing public security duties, they should just be called public security units, right? If they're doing hostage rescue work, they should just be called hostage rescue units, right? So good examples of this is like in the United States of America, the FBI, HRT calls themselves hostage rescue team, right? They have no implications of calling themselves special operations, right? Because the military special operations culture there is extremely strong. So they do not dare to steal their branding, right? And then also in New York, the police SWAT call themselves emergency services unit, right? So there's no implications of calling themselves a special operations unit, right? So police units should do accurate branding of themselves towards the public, right? And this also prevents the militarization of police units, right? Now, the term special forces and special operations is being war-focused, enemy-oriented, right? Strategic impact capable, and also operating outside civilian legal norms, right? When you look at all these police units like public order units, riot police, public security units, SWAT units, hostage rescue units, all these police units are domestic units, right? They're operating in a domestic environment, they're in a law-bound environment, they are also operating within civilian legal norms, and they are not strategic impact capable, right? Everything that they do is localized in the localized street, localized city. They do not affect regional or global politics, right? So all these factors in combination disqualifies them from being special operations, right? Due to their nature of their work and their identity, categorically they cannot enter the category of real special operations. And this is just a doctrinal fact.